Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Shark House Entertainment, and I am your host, Brian Gatto. Without the tash. Yeah, it'll grow back. Anyway, so tonight I went to go see Final Destination Bloodlines. This was a pleasant surprise. Not that I didn't think it was going to be good. I actually had high hopes for this movie, so when I went to go see it, I was pretty giddy, actually. More giddy than I have been in a while for going to go see a film. So, for the most part, this film lands, and it lands hard. The whole family dynamic, the Bloodlines aspect of the title, is pretty solid. There are some things I wish were expressed more, in that I feel that there was probably some scenes cut out or characters not really given enough to flesh out. It's a struggle to balance all this. All this information is being thrown out for the characters, and they have to react to everything. So I do think that when one of them dies, having all that information about death and how to cheat it is a lot to take. And they're also grieving over the loss of a family member. Although it's not as intense as I thought it would be after if someone lost several family members. It's like they get a little teary-eyed, but that's as far as it really goes. They're like, oh, I was kind of expecting them to die anyway soon. That's not really what happens, but they don't really shed full sobbing tears. They're just kind of like, it's like emote a little bit more. The only other semi-negative I have is that the film is very predictable. The whole boy saved by Iris in the opening scene, I could tell that was going to be this character later on. But there were also some unpredictable surprises. The trailers really don't spoil much, except for one death. Not two. You see one happen in the trailer. But, one of them, it's not actually the person's death. So it's a pretty big surprise.
Maybe death's not actually coming for our family. Because that would be crazy.
As for the positives, because I don't want to be a negative Nancy here, there is plenty of carnage to go around. As I had mentioned, the reactions and emotions the characters are supposed to feel are not that strong, but the bonds they have seem to really flush them out enough to make it so that if they were sobbing like crazy or not, it doesn't really affect the film all too much. But when they die brutally. There is no quick death. There's something to be said about some of these deaths where you're like, how the hell did you come up with that? And can I borrow some of your creativity?
All started with Grandma. Death is coming for us because we were never supposed to exist.
It's a really solid horror film in terms of the gore, the homages. They're not too egregious. There's shots of like, you know, the playing in the book and the pile up, and the log truck even makes a return, even though it's not really the same log truck or log truck driver. It's just another log truck, which I thought was funny because there were several times with the trucks I was like, imagine if that was a log truck, and there it goes. One of the other little negatives I do want to mention is that there are some odd edits. There's one part where a character's looking through a book, like a scrapbook of all the deaths and stuff, and then it cuts back to a death, and then back to them looking through the scrapbook. But it's just like a jump scare, but it made no sense. It was not fitting in the context of what it actually was representing. So I don't know why it was there. There were some scenes like that where they jumped back to remind the audience, but I'm like, dude, you just showed me this maybe like 5-10 minutes ago. I remember. I mean, if it was like a callback to like something they were talking about, I could see it. But it was just gore for the sake of gore at that point. Not the initial gruesome kill. The flashback to the gruesome kill, that's just, we'll add that back in there just to scare the audience and add a little bit more gore. There were some parts where the audience was even getting into it. The theater I have doesn't really have that all too often, but some of them were like, yo, or like, damn, but I'm like, oh, no. That's pretty much all I do is go, oh, or oh. Like, like Santa Claus over here. There was even an homage to Rivers. It wasn't Clear Rivers, which one of the audience members was like, Clear Rivers! But like, it's not Clear Rivers, it's a different name, but it's close enough. I think they were trying to throw the audience off with that. And it worked! It threw a few people off, including myself. Tony Todd's appearance is welcomed. His screen time is cherished, but I do feel it should have wrapped up a little stronger with his character. I mean, either he's going to go out in a brutal, bloody bang, or he's going to just, live out the rest of his days, or die in some peaceful manner. It never really gets closure. He's just there to spout exposition, as per usual. Does this feel like a fitting send-off for his character? I would have to say yes and no. Because now you know why and how he knows these things. But that's it. You don't know really much further beyond that. How his character is going to be handled later on.
Good luck.
The ending, it's a gut punch, but it's also a pretty crazy one. I didn't see it coming. That damn Penny Man is going to get involved somehow, some way. I thought it was hilarious. The effects are really good, too. There's one part in an elevator where the guy just... It's really nasty. The MRI scene's a highlight. Yeah, it's got humor to it, but it's not cheesy like Final Destination 4 or The Final Destination. It kind of feels like Final Destination 5. It feels like a proper continuation as well. The effects are definitely better than the last couple movies. Part 5 didn't have terrible effects, but they were effects. The whole opening premonition death trap was handled pretty well. You have to take the fact that they're all going to die in a premonition with a grain of salt, but it does enough with it.
I saw what death was about to do.
I think it's a solid movie. I think it's a very good continuation. I hope they do make more. I don't know how they're going to make more, but I think they'll find a way. If not, this was a good sequel that's a one and done within this decade. I think it's definitely worth your time to go see it in theaters. There's a couple heart-pounding scenes for me and a Momster when we were watching it. So, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta go see it in theaters.
I said, oh, 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 hey,
that's gonna do it for this video, guys. You have been watching Shark House Entertainment, and I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Also hit the notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as a wise man once said, I'll see you soon.